Richard Rios and Ederson, the latest names that Manchester United have been linked with in their search for a new midfielder now that Manuel Ugarte is off the table. Still no movement from PSG on any side of Jadon Sancho or, importantly, Manuel Ugarte. We're talking about Ederson, why Manchester United are in for him, what's happened, what contact has been made. Manchester United also in, like we reported here on Forever United T not too long ago about Richard Rios from Palmeiras, the Colombian central midfielder. More talk on him as well. Manchester United linked with over 12 midfielders. I've got a couple more names that you might remember that I'm going to talk about in this one as well with you guys. Update on Arron Wan Bissaka's situation as frustration starts to mount even more now with this one, and where Manchester United go and how much they're willing to release Arron Wan Bissaka for with that compensation. This is Forever United TV. I'm Adam. Welcome along to your evening update, everybody. Get your comments in the Premier live chat right now, and please do comment below. Let me know what you think about all of the names that we're mentioning right now. Are you fed up with midfielder names just being sprung out of everywhere for Manchester United? Are any of these deals actually significant? I'm going to talk to you why these ones are and how important they are to Manchester United in terms of the pricing and the structure of what these deals can be for the club as well. Everything else that is Manchester United's news today, we've got you covered as well, guys. This is our third show of the day. Please do subscribe to Forever United TV. Only 50% of you that are watching are actually subscribed, so make sure that you do so you don't miss any news for Manchester United coming out of this transfer window. And please do give the video a like. I want another 600 likes. That would be fantastic, everybody, if you could do that. And let's get into what is actually happening, starting with Richard Rios. Now, about a week and a half ago, we reported here on Forever United TV, it was another name. It had gone quiet on Manuel Ugarte, and Richard Rios came onto the scene. A few clubs looking at Richard Rios. West Ham were one of them. They moved in and started talking. Manchester United, Fulham were looking as well. AC Milan also looking into Rios, and he has been the man that was pinned up. I think it was Rodriguez who said it, from the Colombian squad, from their successful, well, almost, let's just say, successful Copa America. He was the standout player of everything, the one that kept everything together for Colombia. Manchester United have approached Palmeiras. They have talked to Palmeiras. Those are the reports from Gimme Sport as well. There is a huge release clause for Richard Rios of 84 million. Like, seriously, let's not even take that seriously, because it's not going to happen. No one is going to pay that amount of money for a player coming from Palmeiras. No disrespect to them or anything, but 84 million for an unproven European player. By that I mean not played anywhere in top flight in European football. He is a quality player. We've seen that in the major tournament. We've seen that at the highest level against the best that there is in South America. So we know he's the right player. Everything fits well with Manchester United's and this player and his profile. 2.5 years left on his contract. We know there is that official release clause, but there are some reports, and I think these came from West Ham digging into this deal as to what he might be released for. Palmeiras are looking and would be accepting. It seems a bit crazy. And you're probably going to think, yeah, is this actually real or not? But yeah, acceptance of just under 20 million as terms of what they would want for him. I don't know if they would hold out for the impossible. They know they need to make money. They know they need to move players on. That's how it works over there. Eventually, they do go across. He is reportedly keen on the dream move across to Old Trafford as well. He would love to go to the Premier League. There is a risk with this deal. There is a massive risk with this deal because, obviously, the unknown. No European football. Still young, obviously, as well. Manchester United will be getting a player that a lot of fans have said they need to be getting. They need to be going in and getting these cheap deals before anybody else goes in and gets them, and then end up getting slaughtered for the price. This is one of them players, and one of them unknown sorts of players. Look, we missed out on Anselmino. Manchester United should have been looking at that. But a lot of Manchester United fans have always asked the question, like, why are we not looking into the South American market? Why are we not looking at the cheaper players? Why do we always have to seem to be looking to get the fixed British-made or used to playing in the Premier League player? It doesn't work like that. United need to find different ways to get around the transfer window and this financial fair play, which we've been discussing now for weeks. Manchester United's lack of funds. You've got Zander Berg, who Burnley want 30 million for. It's ridiculous. Fofana, the price went up double when they heard that Manchester United were in for him. Manchester United are going to have to try and look elsewhere and get around deals the best way that they can. They're going to have to build relationships somewhere. And why not look into this department? It's a win without so much losing. Worst case scenario, he doesn't hit it off, but United haven't spent a lot. All depends on what the negotiations are. We will probably find out closer to time. But Richard Rios, I wouldn't say he was right at the top of Manchester United's list. I would say that he's a player that United are keeping tabs on and keeping interested, just in case something doesn't come back from PSG. But definitely up there as well. One player that I think is a dead cert and is 100% ready for the Premier League is Ederson. I touched on it on the earlier show earlier on, and there's been more reports this afternoon about Manchester United touching base with this, especially now that Liverpool are looking at Zubimendi. They were originally looking into Ederson. Personally, two excellent players, but Ederson is cheaper. The so-called fee being mentioned is around about 43 million now, a little bit steep for what Manchester United are looking. That's more than what we've already offered for Manuel Ugarte. Ederson plays 6 and 8, predominantly 8. He has got goals in him that Ugarte hasn't got. Are we looking for a versatile midfielder? Now that we have got Casemiro staying, we could possibly bring Amrabat in on loan. Do we look for that number 8/6 just in case? Again, like the fullback situation at United, bringing in Mazraoui means that we've got cover at left and at right back. Are we looking at 6 and 8 with bringing this one player in? Is this where Manchester United are now going to look in the transfer market? Trying to find players that are more versatile, trying to find players that can be utilised in a position A and a position B. And then when obviously we do inevitably get hit with them injuries, we are looking down the barrel of, well, not so much doom and gloom all of a sudden. We've actually got a player that can cover a couple of positions. Ederson, I think, is a no-brainer. Personally, get him done. He's got 3 years left on his deal. Unfortunately for United, again, it depends if Atalanta want to take United for a ride here. But let's not forget, Manchester United have a fantastic relationship. Even though they've actually stung us twice with Atalanta. Don't forget, we spent over 30 million on Ahmad. We spent over 65 million on Højlund just last season. So communications between the two clubs is there for United. There is an avenue in there if we really wanted to pursue this deal. Another Brazilian who has just made it into the international team as well, Ederson. So looking good in terms of experience and the up and coming. He's one of these players that probably took the place of Casemiro in the Copa America squad. So we've got the old guard and we could have the new guard. Another great option for Manchester United. Like I said, the price is a little bit steep. United, according to reports again today, have definitely touched base. We have touched base before and spoke with Atalanta on this. And like I said, communication has constantly been open with United buying players from Atalanta consistently in Ahmad and in Højlund over the last few years. And I think it would be an easier one for United to go into. Interesting how Liverpool have moved away from reports earlier on that they were in for Ederson and now looking at Zubimendi. And United, could they steal a match? I mean, guys, let me know. You get your comments in below and let me know. Do you feel like Ederson or Rios are the right type of player for Manchester United? There are some reports today as well that Manchester United are also looking into, or maybe just on the appreciation side of Danilo from Nottingham Forest. More talk about Gomez as well from Wolves today. And Wolves apparently open to a 38 million. Now, the only reason, like we said the other day, that Wolves would actually consider anything for Gomez is because of their predicament with financial fair play. Running very, very close. They did sell Koeman, which has helped a lot. I don't know how much more they need to be clear of, or how much more money they need to make to be clear of financial fair play. It's an awkward one with them. I don't know too much about their financials, but there are reports that they would be open to 38 million. For Gomez. So let's watch this space with that one. I'm not too sure. I said it before, I can't see it. With him still having 4 years left and only just arriving at Wolves, I can't see United managing to actually negotiate a deal with Wolves on this one. But yes, all of this is coming about simply because of the bomb that Ornstein dropped the other night, which was that United are moving away because Ugarte is too dear. We're looking at the bid that we've got in at 38 million for Ugarte. We have to look at players that are in and around that price. I think it's quite clear, and everyone can see, even from the outside, with not knowing what's going on at Manchester United and how much we've officially got to spend. Look, we've got a bid in for 38. We've got a bid in for De Ligt for a similar price also, and that's the targets. So when it comes to the midfielders we're looking at, this is where we're getting this band of midfielders come through. I said it at the top of the show, Manchester United have been offered over 12 different midfielders. It's absolutely ludicrous how we are in the situation we're in right now, with so many just being offered to us. Like, offered to us from third parties. This agents? Is this companies actually just the middlemen just dealing with the situation? It has to be the agent side of it. Again, I know I droned on about agents a little bit earlier on in the morning show before, but still, this is who is running football right now. How do you get a dozen players offered to Manchester United within 2 days? The agents, they want their money. They don't care about the player. They don't care if the player fits Manchester United. They don't know. All they're looking at is how many shirts they sell. All they're looking at is how they fit into Manchester United and how much money they can make out of it and how much wages their client gets. You only have to look at what the likes of Ederson and Rios are earning. It's absolute peanuts compared to what Manchester United's midfielders are on. Like Ederson, I think he's on around about €60 a week. This would be a no-brainer to fit into the structure of Manchester United's new wage setup with Ineos right now. I just think that we're looking past great players here that can be better than the ones that we've been talking about for so long. I just look at a 6 and an 8 in Ederson. I'd get it done, in my opinion. I think that he is a great player. We've talked about it towards the back end of last season. We did a watch-along for the Europa League final over on Tifo, where he absolutely ran the show. He is a proper baller, this guy. And Manchester United will be a better team with him in it. What we can get deal-wise, I do not know. I don't know if Manchester United have even put any feelers in for bids or what they expect they can afford and what can be expected that's accepted from Atalanta at this stage. But he is definitely a player that Manchester United need to be looking at, I feel. Along with Rios, like, you've got to go and question these clubs. You've got to see what you can get out of it. Because you know what? Agate did it. He's come from Uruguay over to Portugal, made it there, then got the big move to PSG. Now we're being charged the stupid fee for him. Why not jump the gun and take out the middle clubs and go and get that player yourself? Is the recruitment that good at Manchester United? Is it strong enough to go and find these players and be confident in getting him? All you have to do is look at the other clubs that are looking at these players as well. It's no coincidence that the best clubs in Europe are actually looking at all of these players that United are. Someone's got to make it work. It should be Manchester United. So we'll see what happens with them. Update on Wan Bissaka, like promised, guys. It's getting a little bit frustrating because nothing is happening. It's been a very, very sort of subdued day around news and things coming out at Manchester United. For an afternoon, it's been quiet compared to what it's been like over the last few weeks anyway. There is an update from Damashef that you can see at the bottom of your screen there on the tweet regarding Wan Bissaka. That everything, and there's just pure willingness between both clubs now, but the issue is Wan Bissaka / Wan Bissaka's agent in terms of the deal between him and Manchester United in how much compensation he is paid. That is the whole hold-up with everything. It's the domino effect that we spoke about earlier on with Wan Bissaka bringing Mazraoui, then maybe Bayern Munich look to bring in Doué. Manchester United are supposedly putting in another bid for De Ligt. Look, I'll be back later tonight live if there is anything else that breaks. I think there are chances that we are going to get other news coming out. Manchester United have a lot of news that breaks late for some reason these days, and it's always Ornstein who does the late ones. But we will see regarding Arron Wan Bissaka if anything does get rectified with that. We were hoping that this week was going to be the week when United actually got a few more things over the line. As far as we can see so far, it only looks like Obi Martin is going to be the proper here we go or finalised one that's announced by the football club. And you know what? Like, a lot of fans would look at that and go, that's not really inspiring me, no, Adam. It's not. No, I understand. I do. You want the big stuff done. I actually feel like Manchester United fans right now are more interested in getting players out because they actually know now that we have to get players out before we get players in. The money's there to get the centre-back and the centre midfielder, but there is also other things that can happen in this window. So 2 weeks ago when Romano said that this is going to be a crazy week for Manchester United, it was a crazy week in speculation, and then we're on to 3 quarters through the next week, and it's still crazy speculation, still nothing being done. Just goes to show where Manchester United are at and how difficult they are really finding this. And we have to just, like I said it earlier on today, like sit back, take stock of what's happening at the club right now. And the good that is going on is the hard work of Ineos trying to change the culture and the whole setup of everything that goes on with players and staff at the club. But they're finding it difficult because of what we said earlier, the agents and what they have got, how comfortable they are with their feet under the table. It's a difficult situation to deal with right now. But yeah, I mean, guys, let me know what you think about Rios. Let me know what you think about Ederson. Are they the right type of players for you? Get your comments in below on that one. Danilo, not for me from Forest. Yes, Gomez, I like him from Wolves. There's no other updates on anyone else. We're waiting to hear about Rabiot, if United have managed to convince him on his wages. We know that Amrabat is waiting patiently for Ten Hag to give him the go-ahead. I do believe that the go-ahead for Amrabat is Manchester United accepting defeat and getting anyone else, though. So I don't mind Amrabat actually waiting a bit longer and we're not hearing any news on him. Because if we do hear news on Amrabat, then it does mean that Manchester United really aren't getting their other targets. We'll wait to see if United do test the water with Zanderberg as well. They won't pay 30 million, 100% not. Contrasting stories like we said earlier on with Scott McTominay. Apparently Fulham are not going to come in with a bid. Apparently Fulham are going to come in with a bid. If Scott stays and he goes into that last year of his contract and United trigger a extra year, then he comes into the realm of them negotiated contracts that Wan Bissaka has done, where they take a chunk of the fee that they're sold for if they're kept on one more year for resale value. We talked about that in the earlier show this morning. Go and watch that if you haven't already, guys. All the details of that one is on there. So we will see what happens there. But looking at everything else that's gone on today and rounding everything up, it is a whole load of hot air and hope, really, more than anything. Nothing significant in terms of definites, no here we goes, no done deals, nothing like that. But Manchester United doing a lot of work behind the scenes regarding finding another midfielder. I think that's what we can take from the day. Whether or not we will now sort of categorise them players, put them into groups, decide which ones are worth going down the line with. There are clear quality players in that group that we've just spoken about today. It's whether or not United want to move away from Agate. This is the whole question. Is Agate worth so much to Manchester United? Is it Ineos wanting to get their first target again? They've got two already. Are they looking to make sure that they are seen as this powerhouse at Manchester United where they get their first targets? They are playing, I wouldn't say a risky game. I think they're playing a game that United fans are just not used to. We're not used to people negotiating this way. And it's taken a little bit for a lot of fans to get used to within how Manchester United are dealing with a lot of these deals right now. But I still stand by it. I'm still confident that we will get things done in time. And I always go by what I said before as well. I still think the squad is strong enough to get through this first month, this August group of fixtures. So, yeah, no excuses still. But, yeah, I want you guys to let me know how you're feeling. Get your comments in, primarily on the midfielders that we've been talking about tonight. Ederson, Rios, should we be looking at them? Is Fofana your favourite? Should we look at Rabiot? Should we look at Amrabat? Do we wait for Agate, Zanderberg? The list continues to grow and grow and grow. You could add Danilo and Gomez to that as well if you want to. But the only things that are definite right now is De Ligt and Mazraoui waiting for Wan Bissaka to finalise and United's extra bid for De Ligt, and whether or not PSG are going to buckle. Everything else, United are just putting on hold, and it is slightly frustrating. But I still think that there is going to be something that happens with PSG. Just my own opinion. You let me know what yours is, guys. But for now, that is everything all covered, guys. Have a fantastic evening. I will be back with an update if there is anything that drops live later. Get your comments. I know you've been watching on the Premier. I know you've all been talking there. Please do get your comments in below as well, please, guys. And let me know what you think of everyone on that list and where Manchester United are at after another day goes by in the transfer window. Like, share and subscribe to Forever United TV. Thank you, everybody. I will see you all in the morning.